How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, and today, Week 7 picks. Coming off of an 11-3 Week 6. Let's build on that momentum. Let's keep pumping up the wins. Hopefully. Um, yeah, we're going to start Thursday Night Football. We're going to have the Denver Broncos taking on the New Orleans Saints. And both coming off of losses to divisional opponents. I want to pick New Orleans, but without Carr, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with the Saints. I don't think this is going to be a very good game. Two subpar offenses, two relatively good defenses. It's not going to be pretty. That's the best way I can put it right now. It's not going to be pretty. Then we move on to another London game. I don't know how many more we got. This could be the last for all I know. I haven't looked ahead. Anyway, New England Patriots taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and New England looking a little bit better. A little bit with Drake May, and nothing going right for Jacksonville. But I think this is the week. I'm taking Jacksonville. They've already been in London. They did this last year, and they're acclimated. Time zones should not have any kind of jet lag. New England probably getting over there relatively early in the week, I would assume. But I just think there's some Jacksonville magic over in London. I could be wrong. New England could steamroll Jacksonville. I would not be surprised. But I'm taking Jacksonville. Hopefully I don't regret that. Next, Seattle Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm a little torn on this. Seattle just went toe-to-toe with San Francisco. Ended up letting that game go late. Atlanta beating Carolina like they should have. Atlanta's looked a little bit better offensively. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm taking the Seahawks. I just think their defense is just a smidge better. And the running game. Now, granted, Atlanta uses Bijan Robinson very well, now, at least lately. But I think Seattle is going to control the game with Kenneth Walker. That's the key, in my opinion. And probably the opinion of a lot of actual professionals. Next, Tennessee Titans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo just getting Amari Cooper. I'm sure he's going to play Sunday. Tennessee, I'm going the Bills. Tennessee, they're hapless. I really don't know what all, they have a disgruntled wide receiver in Calvin Ridley right now. Yeah, I can't in good conscience pick the Titans. I did it once and I won't do it again. There we go. Next, an AFC North matchup. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland losing to Philly in a pretty close game. Cincy beating the Giants in a pretty close game. I'm going to go the Bengals just because they have the better offense. They have the more explosive weapons. Cleveland just got rid of Amari Cooper, so Jerry Jeudy has to step in at number 1 wide receiver. Ford is banged up. It's not looking like Chubb's going to make it back for another few weeks. Cincy's the pick. If they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to win games like this to scrap and claw and hopefully make the 6 or 7 seed. Because honestly, the AFC looks kind of weak right now. So 10-7 may get you in. 9-8 might get you in. We'll see. We haven't even hit the halfway point yet. I'm picking Cincy. Next, Houston Texans taking on the Green Bay Packers. Houston beating the Patriots. Doing what they should have. Green Bay blowing the doors off of the Cardinals. Doing what they should have. This is a tough game. I'm going to mark this. I think this will be the game to watch. I know, big shock. I'm going out on a limb. Two high-powered offenses, two decent defenses, both really good young quarterbacks. But we're going with the Texans. They have the better... Ooh, I almost said that. I think the Texans have a slight edge. Maybe not better, but they have the slight edge on offense. Yes, Green Bay has more role players and wide receivers, but Houston wins. Next, we move on to the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Dolphins coming off their bye week, but they have not looked good. I mean, they did get the win against the Patriots last time they played, but Indy coming off of a win against the Titans in a hard-fought battle against a pretty good defense. So I'm going to go with the Colts, and Joe Flacco, I believe, is still going to be starting. I think Richardson is out. I may have to look it up before I edit this so that I have the right information, but I'm still picking the Colts. I think they're the better team. We'll go with that. Next, Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I've done this before. That's another game that's going to be really interesting because you got the Detroit Lions second in the division behind the Minnesota Vikings, who came out of nowhere this year. Minnesota's given up a lot of passing yards, and you know what? I'm going with the Lions. Even with Hutchinson out, I believe the Lions will do enough to win this game. The defense, as long as they hang in there and get a key stop or two in the game, they're going to walk away with the win. Because I don't think Minnesota's going to be able to stop Detroit enough times on offense. Next, we're going to take a trip into the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New Jersey Giants, and A.J. Brown's back. He had a very good game against Cleveland. Giants, I don't know what else I can say. You're the Giants. I'm taking Philly. Saquon's looked really good. Philly has to get some momentum going if they want to actually, put their stamp on being one of the better teams in the league. Because right now, they're trailing an entire division in the NFC North, and then Washington. And, a few more, like Tampa Bay. But Philly needs to win this game. Next, we move on to the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Rams. It could be a secondary home game for the Raiders, but I'm picking the Rams. I have no trust in my Raiders, which really sucks. Rams are injured, no Puka, no Cooper, but they still have Kyron Williams, who will jam that ball down the Raiders defense throat. I'm sure of it. I'm not looking forward to the game. Next, we will move on to the Carolina Panthers taking on the Washington Commanders. And I really have to? Washington Commanders. I'm taking the Commanders. There's Jaden Daniels is playing very well. They just lost a very hard-fought game against the Ravens. The Ravens are a much higher caliber team than the Panthers. So, yeah, there's really no question. Next, Kansas City Chiefs taking on the San Francisco 49ers, and the Chiefs coming off their bye week. Niners coming off of a big Thursday night football win, so kind of a mini bye, playing Thursday, getting a few extra days rest. They're going to need it taking on the Chiefs, who are one of the only two teams undefeated, the other being the Vikings. You know, I said last week, I normally don't pick against the Niners. And then they won when I went against them. But I'm going against them here. Kansas City wins. The Niners are in a weird spot, and the Chiefs are just barely doing enough to win games with some referee help. Argue with me if you want. I don't care. San Francisco isn't exactly the same juggernaut offense that they have been. Their defense is a little sluggish. I think the Chiefs will win in a close game. Then we move on to the Sunday night game. New Jersey Jets taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Adams will most likely make his debut with the Jets this week because we all knew his hamstring injury was nowhere near a problem, and he was just waiting to get traded. We all knew that. He'll be ready to go. And Pittsburgh coming off of a walloping of the Raiders, Adams' former team. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Until the Jets can show me something, Pittsburgh's defense has been tested time and time again. They've been tried and they've passed every test. Maybe not every test, but they've been consistently good year after year after year. They're the backbone of the team. Justin Fields is playing a little bit better. There we go. Although there's talk that Russell Wilson could start, but that'd be crazy for Tomlin to do that. Next, we move on to Game 1 of the Monday Night Football doubleheader. Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think this is going to be a very good game. Up-and-coming team with the Buccaneers. Baltimore trying to stay in the top-tier conversation. And I'm going to go with the Ravens. I just think they're going to have the better run game to control the clock. Whether it's Henry, Hill, or running back one, it doesn't matter. I think they're going to be able to control the game on the ground. Tampa Bay's playing well, but Baltimore's defense is no joke. They're no slouch. Baltimore wins. Then to close out the week, Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. I have the Cardinals picked here. Am I staying with them? Because the Chargers have been better than what I thought they would be. They just come off of a big win against Denver after their bye week. Arizona just got destroyed by Green Bay, and I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. You know what? We're going to do it again. I had Arizona picked, and I'm changing it to the Chargers. We're going to see if that bites me in the butt. Well, there you go. There are my picks for week 7 here. And, yeah. Let me know what you think. Who do you got winning any one of these games? You pick one. Tell me who you got winning. Let me know what you think is the game of the week in your opinion. Anyway, that's it for me. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good one. Later.